The World Wrestling Federation. For over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Everybody three, count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
You're too damn selfish, and that's why you're sitting there with a bad leg, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
3 ain't enough now. I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
Oh my goodness, what do we do? There's a 1. There's a 2. Oh!
Wow. So make no mistake about it. This is an official declaration of war. This is what you call a paradigm shift.
Welcome, everyone, to 3 Count Thursday, live here on our Facebook page. It is our final show in the month of July. Yeah, we're still rolling along. We're the podcast of the millennium. It is July the 30th, 2020. I'm Big Jim. Matt is called Jim for the night. Tim's with us. Mark's with us. Ryan's not with us, but I did get his countdown for one of our topics later on. We got tons to talk about this week, including Woo Woo Wednesdays, and I'm on a boat. But first, make sure you go to 3countthursday.com, where you can find all of our social media links, our merchandise over there at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver!
Thank you, Tim. We also have our Patreon page, our Collar and Elbow brand deal. Go to store.collarandelbowbrand.com. Use promo code 3count for 10% off each and every order. As well, you can check out our home network, NGSC Sports, at ngscsports.com. We also stream daily at leibsports.com, LEEIB sports.com. Yeah, Zach with us here on the watch party. Yeah, I got a mustache, regular old stash. Figure, why not? Why not? It's 2020. We're all in. You know, this year is what it is. Might as well rock the stash. What's up to Devin? What's up to Nikki? What's up to Charlie and everybody else in the live video? Give us a like, give us a share. We'd appreciate that. Get as many people in here as possible. That would be awesome. Let's start over with Tim, and I can't find my damn sounder again. So Tim, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Life, can't complain. Almost the weekend, boys. We made it again. We're figuring it out week by week. We're figuring it out.
We are doing our best, and I found it. Matt,
How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm ready for the weekend at this point. It's been kind of a crazy week at work, but we're almost there.
all right, and intern Mark, we haven't seen you in a while. Intern Mark,
How you doing?
Good, real good. I'm glad to be back. And as they say, I'm too blessed to be stressed. So I'm glad to be here.
Praise.
Something like that. We got to give you the.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan not with us. He's on vacation. Hopefully, he's wearing a mask and all of that stuff, because that's the cool thing to do. Make sure you're subscribed to all of our podcast feeds. If you are subscribed on Apple Podcasts to both our regular feed and the hot tag feed, make sure you rate and review us over there. Yeah, let's jump into it with of course our weekly segment. And we got 2 birthdays this week, of course, as was on our Facebook page earlier. Jesus, Tim, you have a whole pizza?
You shut up and leave me alone.
All right, I'm not judging. I am definitely not judging. But In 1996, all 4'7" of Marco's stunt was
It's a medium.
and also back in 1947, WWE Hall of Famer Arnold Schwarzenegger was born. So just two birthdays in the wrestling world today. Then let's take us back to the year I was born. In 1985, at a WWF television taping in Poughkeepsie, New York, Randy Savage squashed Jim Young with a flying elbow smash, then announced who he had selected as his manager, ending weeks of speculation that Bobby Heenan, Mr. Fuji, Jimmy Hart, Johnny Valiant, or classy Freddie Blassie would be selected. Of course, Savage's choice, making her WWF debut, was Miss Elizabeth, who had previously worked in ICW as an announcer. Although that was not announced, of course, on WWE TV, because why would you ever recognize anybody else? And neither was the fact that Elizabeth was Savage's wife. So, and then, now, today was not a great day for this segment, but I pulled two items out of 1999. So all the way back in 1999, Cheetah Master defeats Mr. Ooh La La in Newport, Delaware for the ECWA Mid-Atlantic title.
Ooh La La.
Exactly. And then finally, in 1999, Curtis Comes Home, a benefit card to raise money for Brian Hildebrand, referee Mark Curtis of SMW and WCW, who was battling stomach cancer, was held at the Ice Gardens in Rostraver, Pennsylvania. The card saw the participation of WCW, WWF, and ECW wrestlers and raised $30,000 for Hildebrand, who continued to fight the disease until passing away, unfortunately, in September of 1999. So that was for July the 30th. Zach asked, what kind of pizza do you have there, Tim?
Well, it's a good thing you asked because I love talking about pizza. It's probably my third favorite topic to talk about besides wrestling and myself. But every pizza for me, I know this is unpopular opinion to especially another person on this dais, but every pizza has to come stocked with pepperoni. That's it. It's pepperoni and cheese, and then anything on top of that is extra. But I like mine with pepperoni and bacon, and if I'm feeling spicy, I put some chicken on it.
So we're just pepperoni and cheese tonight?
Pepperoni and bacon and cheese.
You're a goddamn genius.
I like that.
Bacon
I
is
like
great,
that combination. Man. Charlie asks, Matt, what are you drinking this evening?
I'm glad you asked, Charlie. So the first one we have is the Intergalactic Warrior from Toppling Goliath out in Iowa. Very tasty IPA.
I'm right now I'm taking in a bit of the Broken Skull IPA.
What?
Which apparently you can now find in select places in the state of Pennsylvania.
What?
Mark Yeaton, former beer tosser to Stone Cold Steve Austin and WWF timekeeper, found it in a store up near Harrisburg or north of Harrisburg. And I know a local store near me is working on getting it.
What?
So it's getting much closer to the home front, Matt. Just a heads up there. I know you're a fan of those as well. Charlie is drinking the Lancaster Brewing Company's Strawberry Wheat. Ooh. Sounds pretty tasty, a little refreshing summertime beverage.
It tastes like Trix cereal, which I will never complain about. Got a nice little flavoring to it.
Hey, I would say I don't think I've ever had that, but now I might need to try that. Yes, Tim.
So now we're talking about beer. Did you guys see the offering that Natty Light has brought into the world?
Which one's that?
So Natty Light has gotten into the seltzer game.
Oh,
they have a flavor called the Catalina Lime Mixer.
Very nice.
I got that. I like that. I like that a lot. May have to check that out because I do get into the Celts game a little bit. I mean, I got a Celts here waiting for me. So yeah, that sounds pretty tasty. Now let's jump into.
I like that you're using a plate, Tim. That's what I appreciate the most.
What else is being brought into the mix here? That's a bottle of liquor, isn't it?
I was handed a bottle of Screwball.
Okay.
Yeah. Some peanut butter whiskey. I'm not drinking this. So I got some Milo's tea to go with it. I need to be able to transfer my whole pizza to my part pizza and then continuously traverse, because it's weird putting a whole pizza on your computer desk. People look at you funny.
Look at me. Clearly, I'm not going to judge or look at you funny for either of those things.
Before we get started, I did want to ask Mark, what was the featured whoopie pie flavor this week?
Ooh.
Oh, from Murrian's Pies over at Roots Market.
Yeah.
They still have the blueberry whoopie pie, which is my personal favorite.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's only going to be in season a few more weeks, and then the peach should be coming in as early as next week. So get ready for that. But as long as they have blueberry whoopie pies, they're going to be my favorite. And I'm sorry if that upsets anyone.
No, you're talking dirty.
Doesn't upset me at all.
Yeah, definitely not getting upset over here.
And speaking of pizzas, did you guys see the picture of that pepperoni pizza I had the other day?
Oh my God, did I ever, Mark? That
I
looked
never
amazing.
saw anything like it. It was insane. It was from Today's Pizza in Mount Joy, if you're local. And the nice owners came in and brought us a pizza. It was a pepperoni pizza, and that thing was
Just my speed, baby. That's just my speed.
Yeah, that looked real good. I mean, I know in the central Pennsylvania wrestling world, there's a rumor that Bartolo's Pizza in Palmyra is the world's best. But I don't know, Mark. That one looked pretty damn good. I will say that.
It was wild. It was wild. Had 4 little tables holding up the pizza box.
4 little tables.
Ordinarily they put like one little table in the middle, so the box.
Yeah, to keep the box from crushing on the cheese.
This had 4 little tables placed around the pizza to keep it from the box falling down.
That's quality right there. That is quality.
Very good attention to detail.
My God, Zach says he would punch a child for a blueberry whoopie pie, which sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Do it anyway. Just punch away.
Just punch a kid. Why not?
Hey, is your son behaving, intern Mark? Does he need a good punching?
He could use a bit of punch. I'll tell
there you go. Send him over.
Yeah, send him over.
Have him take a blueberry whoopie pie over for payment.
Zach's house.
I can pry the Xbox controller out of his hands. I'll send them over.
Charlie says that the lovely Mrs. Charlie picked him up a Guinness whoopie pie last week.
Over at the Sweet Spot.
That sounds pretty good. Now that's one of those ones that you have to be of age to buy, right? Right, Charlie? Now Zach also asked, have you ever had a deep fried whoopie pie? He said it will change your life. I never have, but I have to go change the pants that I may or may not be wearing because that quarantine life.
That sounds like some really good fair food, a deep fried whoopie pie, but unfortunately, I don't think there's any fairs this year.
I don't think that they've all canceled at this point, I think, right?
I think Denver Fair is hanging on, but I'm sure they're going to cancel. I think they're the only one locally that hasn't canceled yet.
Yeah, it would be Denver to be the last one to just hang on to hope. But
yeah, I can't imagine they'll open.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I think some places are going to try to do like some food truck festival thing because you can just go up and order your food and go. But yeah, I don't see like fairs with rides and all of the normal fair games and stuff like that. Which is your skee ball arm doing all right, Mark? I mean, I know. You had a delayed start to the Hershey Park year, and I promise, folks, we will talk about wrestling at some point tonight.
Yeah, I still got it. I rolled a 8 out of 9, so almost a perfect score the other day at skee ball. So it was pretty exciting. I've taken the high score every time I've been up there to play, so I still got it. I was a little worried, but I still got it.
What's the golden goose of prizes for you this year, Mark? Where we saving for?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Matt. They Hershey Park, even though they have a brand new case for prizes at the arcade beside the Minetown Vittles, they got a brand new lit up case. They really don't have any new prizes, so I may just have to hold on to my tickets till next year and hope something comes out. But I am keeping an eye on that Apple Watch. They have a nice Apple Watch up there.
Ooh, the Apple Watch is a solid get if you are so inclined. I've had one since Christmas time, and it is definitely a good purchase. Or use of
Last off-topic thing, but Tim, I'm a big fan of the Good Place pops.
Yes. So there's a store in Delaware called Second and Charles. It is like GameStop, but for nerdy stuff. So comic books, movies, video games, and Funko Pops. So you can actually like sell back Funko Pops to the store and you can buy Funkos from there. And last time I went, they had the entire series available. And I was like, you know what? Yep, that's happening.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Solid.
Yeah. I unfortunately, like when I went to actually purchase the Fiend Funko Pop, I discovered that they were like no longer available anywhere. So like now I'm gonna have to like start browsing the dark web of Funko Pop shopping, to try and get my hands on a Fiend. But it is what it is. But yeah, definitely. I saw there was a new line of NHL Pops released today that I'm gonna have to hit up some of my friends north of the border, because there's a Ovechkin variant that comes with the Stanley Cup, but it's only in Canada. So fuck. All right.
I got some Canadians too if you need help.
Nice. Yeah, I might have to hit you up. I got a couple, but the more the merrier. All right, let's final thing, Mark, or since we were talking about Hershey Park, Charlie asks, how's the new coaster? Have you ridden the new
Pandemonium?
coaster? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's a nice addition to the park. It's over in the new part of the park called Chocolate Town, which they expanded the park. It's really nice. They actually moved the carousel over there too. The 101-year-old carousel's moved. It's a very smooth ride and it's a long track, but I still think the Sky Rush is a bit better.
Okay.
I'm sorry if that upsets anyone. I really am. The Pandemonium's it's a very smooth ride and it's fun, but it's no Sky Rush.
Yeah, the only thing, like the obviously, I'm not getting anywhere near an amusement park, at least until the start of 2021, probably well into the calendar year of 2021. But I am not much a fan of the look of the new carousel. Like the old like circus tent look was just awesome. And now it seems very sterile. Like it's just like like a blue roof on the carousel. It's just boring. It feels boring.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue tent that's still up, and they just have some tables under it now for dining. But it's a little disappointing because I think anybody that went there as a kid, you remember that carousel location and
Uncle Milty statue right there.
Yeah, Uncle Milty's still there.
But yeah, it is what it is. The change of the times is obviously it is what it is. All right, let's jump into it here because we are just a little over 24 hours away from the voting closing on the round, the 2 Sweet 16. So Tim, I know that's your baby. So give us a bit of a feel of what exactly is happening in the round of 2 Sweet 16.
I'm so glad that you asked, and I forgot that you were going to pitch to me, so I was just fitting my face full of stuff.
Face deep in pizza.
Oh yeah. So if you go to, I think is the URL broken?
I don't believe so. We having issues?
Yeah. Because I went tinyurl 2 Sweet 16.
That's correct.
And it's saying it's unable to redirect to the thing there.
Oh no. Oh no.
That might be why the voting's busted.
Well, yeah, I mean people were
because
voting.
We've noticed that the numbers haven't necessarily been where they should be. Not saying people haven't voted, but
yeah, it was down a little bit. It was down.
So now I gotta get there another way. But you still have, we may actually extend the voting period out.
Yeah, we might have to, because it's. Oh, was I putting the, is it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're having,
Because it's not 3CT two.
It was just 2 Sweet 16.
Two
I
Sweet
thought.
16. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And
Well,
for some reason it's not.
let's give a refresher on where we're at with the round, and maybe we can.
I'll
send
make
a
it.
new-
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
We'll have one.
We'll get a new link out to everybody.
Yep. But for the 2 Sweet 16, all the number 1 seeds are still in the tournament, which is impressive to say the least. But to run down from top to bottom, there's only there's 2 matchups in each bracket. So we're in the Toronto regional. That, of course, is home for Metalingus. Metalingus Edge's theme, exactly, is taking on DX's theme. Are you ready? And on the other side of that bracket, I believe one of the older themes in the tournament, the Common Man Boogie, is taking on a instant classic in Judas. Of those 4, who do you think is going to be the odd person out? Who's for sure getting bounced out of this round?
Oh, who's definitely getting bounced? I think that Dusty Rhodes is for sure getting bounced this round. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, 100% Dusty.
Mark?
Same thing. Dusty's going to be walking down those dusty roads alone. He is out.
In the Victoria Regional, so of course that is the Stone Cold Steve Austin Regional, we have an Attitude Era Classic as Steve Austin's theme, I Won't Do What You Tell Me, is taking on The Game. And on the other side of the bracket, it's a throwback to 2002 Monday Night Raw, or 2002 WWE period, as Ric Flair's classic theme is taking on No Chance in Hell. Same question, gentlemen. What theme is the odd man out?
Matt, I'll give you this one first.
No Chance in Hell.
Ooh, how about you, Mark?
Same thing. We're thinking alike. No Chance in Hell is going.
No, I think Triple H is out on this one, unfortunately. I mean, I thought when it was Austin and the Hollywood Rock, I thought for sure Austin was out. But man, that one I think is destined for big things. So Triple H, I mean,
Well,
I love you, Triple H.
Lose as well, but I think that margin will be narrower than.
Not me. I think No Chance in Hell is going to hang in there tight.
Carrying on to the other side of the bracket, we have the Venice Beach, California bracket. That, of course, is the Hulk Hogan led bracket, as we have Real American taking on Batista's I Walk Alone. And on the other side of the bracket, we have the Ultimate Warriors theme taking on the theme of the new world order. Mark, what's guaranteed out?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to pick the Warrior. I think the Warrior's gonna bounce out of there.
Wow. I'm gonna go with a crazy prediction here. I think Hogan is out. Something about that Batista theme. I mean, I know it disappointed a lot of people, knocking out the Brood. Yeah, I think Hogan is gone this round.
What about you, Matt?
Mark, you and I same page, man. That Warrior theme.
And closing out the brackets is the St. Louis Regional with our number 4 seed, Randy Orton and Voices. That is taking on the Rising Sun, the Shinsuke Nakamura theme. It is going, that's on one half of the bracket. On the other half of the bracket, we've got Sexy Boy taking on Cult of Personality. Same question, gentlemen. What of the St. Louis Regional is getting bunched out and not going to make the All Elite 8?
Nakamura. I think Nakamura is gone. I mean, that's a tough draw going up against Randy Orton's voices, even though I will stand by what I said that this is not his strongest theme. It's still just rough. Matt.
I hate to do it, but I'm actually shocked it even made it this far. Shawn Michaels' theme is the one that I think is most likely to be going.
And Mark.
I think I'm going to mix it up here and go with the Cult of Personality, even though I do enjoy that and I enjoy CM Punk. I think I'd like to see Michaels go out of the four, but I think it's going to be Cult of Personality.
Gotcha. Well, that rounds out the 2 Sweet 16. We have a new URL. So be sure to look in the chat and on social media. It is tinyurl.com 3CT, the number 2 Sweet 16. tinyurl.com /3CT2 Sweet 16 to get your votes in for the 2 Sweet 16. Winners of this will make their way as I kick the bottle of Screwball and almost break it all over the entire floor. The winners of this will make it to the All Elite 8, where we will finally crown our winner of each regional, getting us just one step closer to finding the greatest wrestling theme ever.
Now Charlie asks, is that the classic Austin or the Disturbed? I believe that's more the classic.
Yes.
Austin.
So on the poll or on the actual ballot that you're voting on, there are links to playlists. Those playlists are your Bible. The songs that are listed there are what you're actually voting against. So Stone Cold's theme, while I think that Glass Shatters is the more the better theme, it is the classic Stone Cold Steve Austin theme that is representing in the tournament and at the number 2 seed.
And then and Charlie says Saliva will lose to Hulk, and Devin agrees that Nakamura is will be going home to Randy Orton. Yeah, so again, I posted the link in the live video chat as well, so you can just go there, click on it, and it will take you to the updated or to the voting, and I will get another post out on social media. Do we want to extend the voting time till midnight Sunday, like Saturday night? Want to extend it another day?
Let's give it one more day. So you have through Friday and through Saturday. So before you go to bed Saturday, we're cutting everything off at midnight Sunday morning. So we have enough time to get our voting done, get our graphics taken care of, and the new ballot created to go live Monday night during Raw, because that's going to be the most important part of your Monday night, because we damn sure know it ain't Raw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are always more important than anything else that is going on. All right, we did have even though he is not here with us,
the 3 count question of the week.
We did have a 3 count question of the week because, of course, we've been doing this tournament. We've been talking about it for a while, and the WWE on Fox account had put out a post on who had the best entrance of all time. So that encompasses music and pyro and video and lights and all of that stuff. The full 22 minutes, if you will, the full entrance from crust to tip. And so I thought I would throw it out there. And I accidentally closed my window, so I'm probably not going to dig it back up. Charlie's mad that Hot Stuff or Midnight Express didn't not even make the tournament. Well, I guess not enough people nominated them, Charlie. We put it out there, and then we only dictated as our audience dictated. So that's how the table was set. So, and when I think about great entrances, overall, I always think of The Undertaker, just whether it's, just a regular TV, pay-per-view, WrestleMania, whatever. but then it's like you can't really pinpoint just one to me with the Undertaker, because it's like all of them, all of the above for him. So for me, like when I think back, and even though obviously more of a Brett guy growing up, wasn't a huge Shawn Michaels guy, but I think back to WrestleMania 12, 100 feet in the air, Vince McMahon would say, Shawn Michaels at the top of the Arrowhead Pond, just rappelling down. It was the first time that we saw something quite like that. I mean, I know he swung off of the In Your House like the month before, but so that was kind of the first one, and then over the years people have taken entrances, but to me, I think back to that one, and that one stands out in my mind as like, whether it's the best, my favorite, somewhere along those lines. Mark, we'll go to you next.
Let's see, favorite entrance. Well, definitely the Undertaker, but same as you, I can't necessarily pin it down to one particular entrance by the Undertaker because they're all so good. I'll tell you what, Rusev, when he came out on that tank for WrestleMania, was really good. And even John Cena, when he came out for WrestleMania, and all those other Cena lookalikes, that was pretty cool. Boy, that's a tough one. And I'll tell you what, something simple like Austin, I think it was WrestleMania 13 or 14 when he had the glass that said Austin 316 and it broke and he came out through that. That was really cool. But boy, if I had to pick one, well, aside from the Undertaker, I can't nail down one. I really think the Rusev entrance with the tank was pretty good.
That one was a solid one. Matt, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, I did like the Rusev one. It's just spoiled by his loss to Big Match John, making the whole entrance all for naught. But aside from HBK at 12, as a big movie fan, Triple H's Terminator entrance at 31 always stood out to me as just a really well done. And I mean, Triple H is, of course, not shy to have an over the top entrance, but I think that one really took it, and I think he did well with it. It didn't seem like as, like, I don't want to say obnoxious as like the usual like crown ones that he did. I think it was just a nice touch to change it up a little bit.
How about you, Tim?
So consistently, some of the better the better entrances. I'm surprised no one has said The Fiend. The Fiend has one of the best entrances to date as far as presentation, music, the whole nine. Also Naomi, her entrance with the lights and the dancing and just really makes people figure out very quickly who she is. High energy. Definitely deserving of a lot more. If we're talking about a specific entrance, the one that I look to the most, I believe, was WrestleMania 24, and it was John Cena's theme, or John Cena's entrance at 24, where he had the marching band play his theme before running out. I thought for sure that that entrance was the best of all time. I will go back and watch that 1,000 times over, just because to me, anytime there is a marching band version of a song, it's off the hook. So does anybody have the chat up for Facebook? See what other people are saying.
I could pull it up. I do not off the top. But to go in line with that, I mean, I always really enjoyed Balor's entrances as well.
Yeah, as both the Demon and as himself. I mean, that's always very good. I'm scrolling through to the question of the week, see what answers we had there.
You know, even the Boogeyman had really good entrance too, with the worms and coming out with that clock and
yeah,
just being eerie. That was pretty good.
Yeah, so Devin had Taker at WrestleMania 29. Nikki always said Ultimate Warrior, be one of the best. Charlie, gritty front from the roof of the link. Love it. Can't argue with that. Sandman, ECW, One Night Stand. Also from Charlie.
Yeah, Sandman in general always had a
Oh.
great theme, or a great entrance. Being all together, like in the ECW arena during the time, Inner Sandman is playing, and all of the as a friend of mine likes to call them, attention deficit fans, inside the building on the corner of Swanson and Rittner, going ballistic. But on our post, we've got Chris Jericho being mentioned, of course, The Undertaker, the Hot Rod, Macho King from, I think that's WrestleMania 6, with him and Sensational Sherry. Actually, that might be 7.
Yeah, I think Against the Warrior was 7.
Yeah, with but they're both on the throne being carried to the ring.
Did anybody say Men on a Mission?
Nah, I'm looking. We've got John Cena's return at Royal Rumble, in Madison Square Garden, where he was the surprise entrant. An honorable mention to the Bushwhackers. I'm not sure if that is quite the right answer there, Raymond.
How about the Brood? The Brood had a great.
The
entrance.
Brood does have a sick entrance. Same thing with Ultimate Warrior. The visual of the music, plus just this gigantic man being shot out of a cannon going 360 miles an hour in a straight direction, and then getting into the ring, shaking the ropes and everything. That
Charlotte
always
coming
got
out of
people
the,
hyped.
Charlotte coming out of the helicopter too stood out as just like not like a great entrance, but just an all around badass entrance. I thought.
Yeah, well, it's great even for the wrestling fan too, because that's an homage to Rick. Rick did the same entrance. If you remember him landing in the baseball arena or the baseball stadium and walking out, I think it was in Shea Stadium. So all in all, tons and tons of great entrances. Thank you so much for those who answered on Facebook. Be sure we always put a question of the week up. Be sure to interact, share, like those posts, and keep them coming. Welcome back, Jim.
Oh, thank you. You bring the dog into the studio and he has to christen the studio. So, you know, he had to mark, the man had to mark his territory. Can't blame him. You know, every time I'm in a new place, I tend to do the same thing. So I couldn't even get mad at him.
The skipper looking at you like, you the big dog, I'm the big dog.
No, he's the boss. He's the boss, always has been, always will be. Couple of the I don't know if you caught up on some of the comments in the live video. I know Nikki had said that the Ultimate Warrior will always be the best entrance to her. I mean, that's just pure adrenaline right there. With the Warrior, Devin had the Undertaker's entrance at WrestleMania 29. Charlie had Undertaker at WrestleMania 20. I mean, like, this topic in itself, because I know, like, Matt, you brought up like Triple H at WrestleMania 31 with the Terminator. I know one of his favorite entrances to me was the previous year, just to kick off WrestleMania 30 with was it Charlotte, Sasha, and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
You know, and the skull and all of that. Like, I feel like you could do this topic just for the Undertaker. You could probably do this topic just for Triple H. And I mean, yeah, I mean, Tim, the Fiend. I mean, I absolutely love the Fiend's. I loved Bray Wyatt's entrance. You know, it's just, he has always been that theatrical. And so many details that go into what Bray Wyatt does from an entrance standpoint is just spectacular. So yeah, again, I appreciate everybody who gave their answers on the 3 count question of the week. And I try to do one, especially like right now, because again, we know that not everybody's watching the weekly product. Not everybody's watching the whole weekly product, and you may be experiencing it at different times and whatnot. I know a friend of the show, Ernest Christian, pointed this out on his show, on his podcast, that like NXT as well as Raw and SmackDown have like condensed versions on Hulu, which was a real big bonus because for me, like I watched AEW last night, and then this morning I was able to catch NXT, and it was only like an hour, a little over an hour long, no commercials, anything like that. So it was a quick and easy view. So I may start digging into that for my SmackDown as well if I miss it on a Friday. So but we will continue to try and get questions of the week each and every week. Now this is a topic that I have had on the agenda for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and we've had so many different things. We've had pay-per-views and pay-per-view reviews and things like that to talk about. So I've missed it. We've just haven't been able to fit it in. And I can't remember. This may have even been another topic that was from the WWE on Fox. Whoever runs their social media does not get paid enough. I'll say that right now. But it was your favorite match.
What if they make $3 million a year?
I still don't think it's enough. I highly doubt that they are making that much. But I'll hold on to it. I'll hold on to that they're still not making enough. But it was your favorite match from each of the big 4 pay-per-views: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and of course Survivor Series. So I did get Ryan's as well. So we won't be without Smokey's answer on this topic. So let's start at Royal Rumble. We'll start just as the calendar starts, and we'll work our way Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. So I'll start with you, Matt. I'll start with you first. What is your favorite match from a Royal Rumble?
I mean, it has to be a Royal Rumble. If it's going to be a match from there.
Does it?
Well, for me. So I'm trying to think of, which Rumble I liked the best. And I know Ryan's answer, and that would have been mine. So I'm not going to steal his. So.
I mean, I could let you steal it and claim that he copied from you.
That's fair too. Even though I didn't really like the winner at the time, I really enjoyed the first 40-man Royal Rumble. Just because it was just a little bit of a difference. And since I didn't like the win at the time of Del Rio, and since worse, he's just proven himself to be a terrible human being in general. So that just kind of takes some of the shine away from it. But the first 40-man still I thought was a lot of fun. So that's gonna be mine.
All right. We'll go to Ryan since we were alluding to it, and that was the first women's Royal Rumble was his number one, and that was the one in Philly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was in Philly. Tim, let's go to you next.
I am very surprised that no one has taken the 1992 Royal Rumble. The first Royal Rumble for a championship with a tear in my eye. Ric Flair from number 3. No one in the history of the Royal Rumble has come in from the numbers 1 through 5 and been there in the end. Shut up. Like Bobby Heenan, that match is my favorite for Bobby Heenan alone. Just hearing Bobby Heenan,
it was so good.
Swear every like it was so great. Ric Flair's entrance at 3 during that Rumble. $1 Million Man had just been eliminated, so of course Bulldog's in the ring. $1 Million Man walks past Ric Flair, and Ric Flair just gets past the curtain, and Bobby Heenan's like, "No, Damn it! Just screams at the top of his lungs. He's like, this is a death sentence. And of course, that led to some shenanigans for the WrestleMania that year as well. But I will go the 92 Rumble. If you have to pick, if we were picking matches that weren't Royal Rumbles.
Yeah, just hold out, because Matt, I want you to, if you can think of one, a match at a Royal Rumble that's not a Royal Rumble match. And I'll come back to you, Matt. I'll come back to you, Tim, because my match is not a Royal Rumble match, but I will also, I'll pick when I'll loop around. I'll pick a favorite Royal Rumble match. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out for me, but
Zack Ryder hasn't won a Royal Rumble.
we'll go to Mark next, and then we'll get to mine, and then we'll come back to you guys on that as well.
All right, favorite Royal Rumble match. I was thinking like Tim. I picked Royal Rumble 1992, the actual Rumble. I don't. Well, maybe coming up here you'll have beat it with as many superstars and legends that are in the ring at one time. But at that time, to have Hulk Hogan, you had like Sid Justice at the time, Ric Flair, Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, all those guys in the ring for that match was incredible. Absolute favorite. Now, if I had to pick one that was not the actual Rumble match, I would probably go. I'm pretty sure this was Royal Rumble, was Cactus Jack against Triple H.
Son of a bitch.
That was
got him.
Was that a cage match or Hell in a Cell? Or
it was I think it was a street fight.
Stupid
street fight. But yeah, that was crazy. That was so good.
That was Charlie's in the comment as well. That's a pretty popular one.
Sorry, Matt.
my match, because I was trying to think about like great matches that I remembered from Royal Rumbles that weren't Rumbles, and that one actually slipped my mind, which you know, if I really would have thought hard, but I go back to just 2015, Lesnar, Rollins, and Cena. Like I remember when that match was made, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, why is this match made? It's not going to be any good." And like that was one of my favorite matches that year. It was really, really good. Like that's a match that I can go back and watch from time to time. And obviously, you know, it should come as no surprise to me, a Bret Hart mark, that the 94 Rumble was my favorite. So you know, you had the confusing finish with Bret and Lex, who was the winner. They were both winners. What the hell does that mean? But it obviously led to Bret Hart winning the championship at WrestleMania 10. So it was pretty good. So Matt, we'll go to you if you want to come up with a different match, or you're just gonna go with what Mark stole right out from under you.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So if not that one, it would be HBK Triple H at Royal Rumble 2004, just because it's two of my favorites. That a fantastic rivalry, a fantastic match.
And Tim, how about you?
So I'm trying to pick out the exact year. I believe it was Royal Rumble 2007. Just making sure. Yes. Royal Rumble 2007, Last Man Standing, John Cena and Umaga.
Okay.
If you have not seen that match, do it. It is so good. It's just the perfect amount of violence in the WWE. A creative finish using the ring ropes. And that's all I'll say. If you haven't seen it. And Jim, have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Do yourself a favor and just crank that up.
It down, because like whenever I'm editing down the audio for the hot tag and stuff like that, I always like to have I usually have some sort of wrestling on my TV. So I'll throw that on. I'll throw that on
I
tomorrow.
mean, there's not much going on in the 2007 Royal Rumble. I mean, you've got the Hardys versus Eminem, and that's Eminem after Joey Mercury got his face exploded at Armageddon from the seesaw ladder. Bobby Lashley took on Zack Ryder for the ECW championship. Sorry, that's Test. Batista took on Mr. Kennedy for the World Heavyweight Championship, and then the Royal Rumble was the awesome finish of Taker and Shawn at the end of that Rumble.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, Charlie had Hunter and Cactus Jack Street fight at MSG. Devin has the men's Royal Rumble in 2018 for his Royal Rumble match. Charlie says he liked the Rumble. He doesn't remember the year, but it was when Maven eliminated Taker, Austin ruled the ring, and Hunter had returned after the quad injury, which that would have been right before WrestleMania 17. So that would be 2001.
What was that?
The Maven eliminated Taker, Austin ruling the ring, and Triple H returning from the quad injury. So that would have been 01.
Triple H returned in 02.
02?
Because
Okay.
he won the one that he had his quad torn.
Oh, you're right.
Austin won 01. So yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, because it was going into WrestleMania 18.
Yep.
So yeah, that would have been 02. Thank you. All right, let's go to WrestleMania. WrestleMania matches. We'll work in reverse. Mark, we'll start with you this time. Your favorite WrestleMania match?
Well, it wasn't the greatest match, but I think it had one of the best builds for the time because it was pre-internet, and really all you had was the weekly wrestling shows and then magazines. WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. I think that'll probably always be my favorite WrestleMania match. That's really what got me hooked on wrestling.
All right, that's a solid one. Obviously, historic match. Tim, we'll go to you next.
I know that if anybody picks Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt from WrestleMania, I'm quitting the podcast on site. But if I have to go with one from recent, because there's a lot of recency bias for me.
Sure.
In regards to these kinds of matches. So I'm actually going to pick Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Huh.
From WrestleMania, I believe that was 33.
34.
34. Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
There was a lot of questions going into that match as to how well Ronda Rousey would perform.
Oh, yeah, because that was her first in-ring
match
action
ever. Yeah. And I'm not saying this is the best, and it's my favorite for right now, but then like I'm gonna think like, oh,
right.
of course, the Undertaker had like 4 classics in a row in like the middle of the 2010s. Yeah, for that match, for what it was, the bar was extremely low and it over delivered.
Yeah, no, that was that one was one that I was pleasantly surprised with. I remember. Matt, we'll go to you next.
So for this one, it's Guerrero versus Angle at 20. Just that whole moment too, with him and Benoit at the end, is, despite everything that went on with Benoit, that's still like one of my favorite moments in wrestling. It's just those two guys, just because you can see like the importance of those titles to those two guys. But I mean, Angle is one of the best in the ring, in my opinion, and Guerrero is one of my favorites. So that one always just stands out to me. It's just like such a fun match to watch over and over again.
And to think that they did that finish at WrestleMania, with the boot.
Yeah.
Like that's so. It's such an Eddie, like an Eddie thing to do.
It was perfect.
Yeah,
It was for like, there's very few matches where you can be like, this finish, this moment was booked like perfectly, but that was, I mean, it absolutely was. There was an old SummerSlam I was watching recently, maybe even from the right after that WrestleMania, but it was Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle, and just spectacular. Like those guys were just so good at what they did. We'll go to Ryan's.
Angle's the perfect foe for Guerrero too, with that, just like to sell everything that Eddie is about in the ring. Just not even just moves, but just his facial reactions. It's a masterpiece. I mean, some of these are matches that we have to do watch-alongs with at some point.
I've actually started like a notes in my phone of matches that we want to do watch-alongs with, and I definitely want to hit a couple of them in the month of August. It's gonna be hot out. It's gonna be shitty out. COVID mania is still running wild. So let's stay safe and do some watch-alongs, Tim.
Isn't it crazy to think that Kurt Angle's prime in WWE was only like 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he has so many great matches between 2000 and when he leaves in 2006, 2007. And then of course we get Perk Angle in TNA, but
sure. That's the crazy part about it is Angle wasn't long for the WWE world. But man, he
had great matches with almost
everybody. I mean, for Shane McMahon, the best in the world, and to bring along a kid like Kurt Angle and that classic at King of the Ring that one year
really
was
carry him. Really carry him.
Oh my gosh. I mean that made Kurt's career really. Ryan had the Sorry I Love You, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. That moment, the match itself was good, but that moment in and of itself, like, just what absolutely got you. Obviously for me, it should be no surprise. It's my number one match of all time. So how could it not be my number one WrestleMania match? It's the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. I love that match. Don't give me that face.
Oh
man.
my God. Are you serious, bro?
Don't you dare.
Shut your ass.
Don't you dare look at me like that.
God.
I love that match.
I bet. What other favorite activities do you have besides watering the grass and watching your paint dry in your basement? Jesus Christ. 60 minutes of fucking what?
That match is
that match is
boring.
That match is 3 minutes and 23 seconds, and that's after they go an hour, and your dude lost.
Hey, I love it. I've watched that match numerous times, more than I can count.
Best sleep you ever had.
We're talking WWE, not WCW.
Hey now.
Looking back, Devin says Kofi and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35 is his WrestleMania match. Charlie threw a couple in there. I think the TLC number 2 is tied with Edge and
17.
Foley.
Yep.
The street fight where the table was on fire, I believe.
Yeah, that was at WrestleMania 22.
And he also points out that the Kofi and Daniel Bryan Tears of Joy. I think we were all tears of joy in that moment. That was one of the best WrestleMania moments of all time, without question. All right, let's go to SummerSlam. I'm gonna go with another one where my guy lost, and that is SummerSlam '92 from Wembley. The British Bulldog and Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title. I mean, at that time for the Intercontinental title to main event a pay-per-view was huge. The match was spectacular. I still argue to this day that wasn't the best match that those two guys had against each other. I put December 95 in your house up against that match. But it was an all-time classic. Absolutely. So that's my SummerSlam. Tim, we'll go to you.
Well, this is a perfect segue for my cheap plug. We're doing for Final Wrestling Place this season, we're doing the Boys and Girls of Summer, and we actually just covered Bret Hart.
You sure did.
92 is not even his best match at SummerSlam.
No.
Mr. Perfect at 91.
You're right.
For me, that's the bar. But the best match, or at least my favorite match at SummerSlam, is SummerSlam 2016. A young upstart by the name of AJ Styles survived the Super Death Kill Super AA off the second from John Cena and won. That match is so dang good. Yeah, John Cena, AJ Styles from 16 is probably my favorite SummerSlam match.
Yeah, honorable mention for I won't give it in case somebody else has it, but I doubt they will. But we'll go to Mark next.
All right, glad nobody took mine yet. Mine is, I think it's 1997, Undertaker against Bret Hart with Shawn Michaels as referee.
Yeah.
Yep.
97.
That was and Michaels swung the chair and hit the Undertaker. That was great. And I think Michaels, there was some kind of stipulation where he had to call it right down the middle, or he was fired, or something was going on. But
where he lost his smile again, or something.
If Bret lost, he could never wrestle in Canada again. And if Shawn didn't call it down the middle, he could only wrestle in Canada.
He had to sleep with Sonny again.
Oh, darn.
Oh, man. Nowadays, that would have been awful. Kind of difficult, too.
Yeah.
But,
ooh, not good.
What a shame.
Conjugal visits, Mark.
That's right. That's right. Poor Sonny. I wish her all the best.
Is Shawn going to slip a file in his lazy eye so she can bust out?
What a shame.
Okay, but no, that was a good one. That was a great match, Mark. Matt, what about you?
SummerSlam 95, Michaels versus Razor Ramon, the rematch that everyone was waiting for from WrestleMania. I think the better of the matches, not just because Shawn wins this time, but just I think overall, just the wrestling in that was a lot better. And I think it memory serves as pretty underwhelming card to begin with on that SummerSlam. So
it's 95. So yep.
Yeah. So I mean they had the opportunity to steal the show anyway, and I think they did. And you know, as not a huge fan of Razor Ramon, I think that this was like his best work was within that wheelhouse of those couple years. And I think this is probably his best, even though he comes up a little short.
Ryan has the Dudleys, Hardys, and Edge and Christian from 2000.
That's the first TLC.
That was the first TLC. Charlie says, Mark, for your information, they're covering that that pay-per-view. I think he's obviously referring to SummerSlam 97 on What Happened When this week. So you might want to check that out. Let's see. Devin has Styles versus Cena at 2016 as his SummerSlam match. Charlie has Brock and Rock, the crowning of Brock, as his. My honorable mention, because it's one of like my most fun SummerSlam matches, was the one where Brock Lesnar just ragdolled John Cena for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, John, you know, big match John Fruity Pebbles, John. We can all have our fun with it, but like that guy went out and just got yucked around a 20 by 20 for the better part of like 15 minutes, and it was fantastic.
I mean, if you're talking importance of matches too, the SummerSlam where it was Bryan versus Cena with Triple H as the guest referee, which
I think that was 2014.
Yeah. Which led to the Yes Movement thing and hijacking Raw. That was a starting off
2013.
like that. Those like 8 months was just a great time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, what we wouldn't give for one of those yes crowds right now, right?
I mean, I remember watching that and being like, why is Triple H still in the ring? Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
I've wanted this for so long, please. And then it led to just so many great moments after that.
I mean, the reaction from that moment, like, was just, it was like nuclear. I mean, it was like, it truly, like, the bomb went off. Like, people were just so pissed. It was like, we put in our time, damn it. Like, we had all of this build up. We waited. This was our moment as fans. Like, Daniel Bryan was going to win. And look what you did, Hunter. You screwed us again. Obviously it led to a great run, a classic run. RSGP asks, Chronic never had a SummerSlam match?
Yeah, they did. I think they wrestled at SummerSlam.
Oh my God, it was awful.
They had it was a cage match, right? It was
sure.
think
Not many Chronic matches stick up in my brain out of all the things in wrestling that are up there bouncing around.
Well, I'm mad at Matt because he put the bug in my ear to look at SummerSlam '95.
How bad? How bad?
So there's a couple of good ones here. So there's Hakushi versus the 1-2-3 Kid. Sparkplug Holly took on Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The Smoking Guns took on Bad Place Hall of Famers, the Blue Brothers. Barry Horowitz took on Skip and won. Bertha Faye beat Alundra Blaze for the women's championship. Undertaker took on Kama in a 16-minute casket match. Woof. Followed up by Bret Hart and Isaac Yankem DDS for another 16 minutes. And then we get the ladder match that Matt talked about, and the main event of SummerSlam 1995. The 1995 King of the Ring, Mabel, challenged WWF champion Big Daddy Cool Diesel in the main event, and it was 9 whole minutes.
That's brutal. I mean, I didn't even go back and look, but I just remember it. Like,
that's a SummerSlam.
That was in Pittsburgh.
That's a SummerSlam.
I said it was underwhelming, but wow. I mean,
that's not even like in your house worthy. That happened at a SummerSlam. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how did that? Like, how does that happen? Like, the WWE, right, wrong, or indifferent, gets a lot of shit, like in the Twitter era. But holy hell, they could be doing a lot worse. Like, let's be honest, they could be doing a whole hell of a lot worse. They've done a whole hell of a lot worse.
Makes you wonder how they got through 95. I'll tell you what.
Oh my God.
A lot of Mantars and
what a
Fire Ferguson's
Slam.
Jim, you had to go through the whole gauntlet of like the disappointing soundboard about that card.
I'm like, man, I don't know if I have enough sounds for this.
Yeah.
Thing sucks.
It did suck. The whole thing sucked.
I was like, I'm running down all of the things. I'm like, okay, I can hit this one. I can hit this one. oh my God, there's still more matches. This isn't good. Charlie, yes, Hulk and Earthquake was at SummerSlam 90 in the Spectrum. That was part of the double main event. One of my favorite things to do because I had that on VHS. Obviously, I have DVD now. Is because after the match, after Boss Man had hit Earthquake in the back like 40 times with a step stool, and like just these welts and cuts on Earthquake's back. There's a really long promo with Jimmy Hart, Dino Bravo, and Earthquake because they were setting up the salad steel cage. So they had to do a shitload of interviews and stuff backstage, and Earthquake would bounce back and forth like he wouldn't stand still. Go back and watch that promo on fast forward. He's like, like the guy is just going back and forth at about 1,000 miles a minute, which is pretty classic. All right, let's move ahead to Survivor Series. Now I'll tell you this: I did not pick a Survivor Series match.
I have one of each.
I couldn't even. If off the top of my head, if I had to pick a Survivor Series match, I would probably go with the Hart family versus the King's Court, just because it led to the Owen Hart heel turn and all of that. And then the match at WrestleMania 10, because Owen was the only one of the brothers that got eliminated. But
that makes me really glad that I picked the match that I picked.
So I think that's actually that was the Hart Foundation versus Shawn Michaels and his Knights.
Right, because it's supposed to be Lawler, but
yeah,
he may or may not have done inappropriate things, I think.
Maybe, who knows?
So he wasn't allowed to be on TV at that point. They were just like, Jerry, let's not have you. And like Jerry's over there like,
oh, don't make me beg now.
So that's why it was Michaels and the Knights. But we'll start with you. You can give your two matches.
So obviously my non-Survivor Series match is going to be from 97, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, aka the Montreal Screwjob. Just because it finally got rid of some of the garbage that was in WWF for so long, and paved the way for such a
dare take that tone with me.
Such a good time. But no, just the actual like significance of that match is the reason why, not just because Shawn beat Bret again. And then going actual Survivor Series from 2009, Team Kofi Kingston versus Team Randy Orton was a ton of fun if you go back and watch that. That was like back before like Kofi had the rocket up his ass that he did recently, and people didn't know like would Kofi ever get past the mid card, and this was kind of a hint of like what we could see in Kofi, and then they just did nothing with it for another 6 years, and then finally we're like, oh hey, this guy is actually pretty good.
This guy's really freaking good.
Yeah. So before Kofi was just a novelty act at the Royal Rumble, this was a very fun Survivor Series match. And I almost picked the one where Dolph Ziggler carried Cena's team, just because, again, the last time we've seen Dolph Ziggler be relevant in quite some time, but I really enjoyed the Kingston versus Orton Survivor Series teams a little bit more.
That was that was the debut of Sting, the Dolph Ziggler carry job.
Ryan had the screw job as well. I did not pick that one because I figured that was going to be a popular one, so I went off the. I didn't want to have too many Bret Hart matches in my four. Mark, how about you? Survivor Series.
Well, let's see the actual Survivor Series match. I'm going to go with the first Survivor Series in '87, and it was Hogan's team against Andre the Giant, and Andre was Rick Rude, One Man Gang, Butch Reed. Oh boy, I can't remember who else. And then Hogan had, I think Paul Orndorff. He was supposed to have superstar Billy Graham, but he was injured, so Don Morocco took his place. Hogan had Ken Patera and I think Bam Bam Bigelow. And Andre won that, and he just beat the crap out of Bam Bam at the end. So that was pretty good. And for singles match, I'm going to go with, I think it was 96. It was, I believe, the first time Bret Hart faced Steve Austin.
Okay. Yeah. It was that was Bret's return match, right? From from the I think he had a knee surgery or something, then he was taking time off. Yeah, that's a classic. That is an absolute classic, and that of course led to the match at WrestleMania 13.
Yeah, that heel team you were talking about, Mark. That was Andre, One Man Gang, King Kong Bundy, Butch Reed, and Rick Rude.
It's crazy.
There. All right, Tim, how about you? Survivor Series.
Survivor Series match, Team WWF versus Team Alliance from 2001. The culmination of the horribly mismanaged, underdone invasion angle. But as far as my one-on-one match, I feel like there's a bunch of recency bias on my cards.
No judgment here.
Yeah, my favorite is from Survivor Series 2018. Raw's Universal Champion Brock Lesnar taking on the WWE Champion Daniel Bryan.
Nice. That match was so good.
Yeah, it was at that time where there was a string of opponents for Brock. Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, where it's like, it's the little guys that are going to be able to crack the paint and get in on the beast.
Sure.
Eventually Seth Rollins does it at WrestleMania and then does again later, I think, at one of the Super Saiyan shows, I think.
Yes. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
They all blend together.
Yeah,
really.
they all kind of do. Like sand.
Yeah. For me, I had, and it was a kind of recency bias thing. I had the Brock versus AJ Styles, champ versus champ at Survivor Series in 2017. And I think that may have kind of kicked off that string of, hey, let's put Brock in with these little guys, and it could be a lot of fun, sort of a thing. So that one was really good. I was kind of debating between that one and The Undertaker beating Hogan at 91 for the title. Not necessarily because it was that good of a match, but like the moment of, this guy who's only been there for a year, putting in, seemingly almost putting an end, it felt like, to Hulkamania and taking the title. And but that Brock Styles match was just really good. So it's definitely one that you should go and check out if you're looking for wrestling to watch. Devin had the men's Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series match in 2016. Charlie's was last year's NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown. And then he had as a regular match Mankind and the Rock from 98, which I think was Deadly Games. Was his singles match. So yeah, it was definitely a fun topic to kind of look at and to go back and think about some old matches. So let's keep pumping along. We're like 3 weeks away from SummerSlam, and there's a lot of discussion about where SummerSlam is going to be held. Earlier this week, PW Insider's Mike Johnson reported that WWE was considering holding the event at an outdoor setting like a beach, or potentially holding the event on a boat. WrestlingNews.co was reporting that Vince McMahon has gotten tired of all the shows being at the Performance Center. The idea of running the show on the top of WWE headquarters has been tossed around. WrestleVotes reported yesterday WWE has been looking into hosting SummerSlam somewhere in the Northeast at an outdoor location with a limited amount of fans in attendance. There has been no interest reportedly from any states. They were also reporting that Vince McMahon has been hoping to welcome fans back to shows by September. It will be tough to get approval from states as well.
SummerSlam live from 3 Mile Island.
And yeah, I mean, it's not they've been working on decommissioning it, so it's not like there's really been anybody out there for a while. And like, here's the thing, it's, you know, when WrestleMania got shelved and got put in the Performance Center, the big question was like, well, what's going to happen to SummerSlam? Because I think back at that point, the mayor of Boston had kind of put out this edict that you know, that there was going to be no events in Boston until I think through the end of the year, or like through at least through like October. So it was like, well, that's going to be kind of hard to do SummerSlam. You know, and the WWE just made it official. They said they were still hoping to announce, or that a new location would be announced soon. That was the news last week. So a lot of people are going, well, it's going to be in the Performance Center. It's going to be in the Performance Center. Just announce it's going to be in the Performance Center. I'm like, look, they don't want another Big Four pay-per-view in the Performance Center. They don't want it. Let's be honest, we don't want it. You know, as good as I think the in-ring work was for WrestleMania, it's gonna forever be the empty building WrestleMania. They don't want a forever empty building SummerSlam. So in terms of holding it on a beach, on a boat, on the top of headquarters, quite frankly, I'm game wherever they can hold this thing that isn't the Performance Center. I'm watching either way, obviously, but to give SummerSlam, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, a different look than the show we've been presented for the last 5 months, with the exception of the Money in the Bank match and the cinematic matches, I'm all for it. A boat would be fine. A beach would be fine. Just, you know, and you know, Tim, we'll go to you first. Like, your thoughts on this, and where, like, if they're not going to hold it in the Performance Center, like, where do you want to see him have this?
Put it on a damn boat.
Right? So Vince McMahon knows somebody with a boat that could hold this thing.
You mean to tell me that somebody who owns Carnival Cruise Line isn't just dying to send a Carnival cruise boat out into the middle of the ocean off of Florida?
Send it into international waters so you can have people.
Just send it. You don't even need people. Like, no, literally just fill different. It. Just fill it with the NXT dudes. Like, because here's the thing.
Give everybody in WWE a vacation.
WrestleMania was supposed to be at Raymond James Stadium, and there was supposed to be a giant boat at WrestleMania. And what I wanted is somebody thrown off the boat at WrestleMania. Well, even better, we're getting it at SummerSlam. We're sending somebody off a damn boat into a dinghy. Somebody better have their life jackets. Rey Mysterio is getting sent into the Gulf of Mexico.
Bring back one of the release talents to throw them off.
Well, Rey Mysterio has been thrown off of a building. He's had his eyeball popped out, allegedly. Send Ray into the Gulf of Mexico. Put the boat right off there and just huck him. He'll be fine.
Love it. Charlie says, do Road Wild. WWE presents SummerSlam Road Wild. Mark, how about you? Your thoughts on the SummerSlam situation?
Well, I'll tell you what, WCW did a few shows on the beach, and of course Road Wild. and I thought it was a terrible venue, and because you don't have the crowd noise. But I'll tell you what, at this point, with the unprecedented times that we are in, I think that would be an improvement over being in the performance center again. So an outdoor venue would be nice, even if it's on a beach and there's a limited crowd. At this point, it's better than what we're getting in the performance center as far as crowd. A boat would be a good option too. I think a beach would probably be more logical at this point.
Yeah, just something different. How about you, Matt?
As a big NBA fan, I'm going to urge WWE to follow in the footsteps. Give me SummerSlam at the foot of Cinderella's palace. Please.
Nice.
Set up the ring on that stage. Give me every single match at Disney World. We can have entrants from different rides. I mean, you can have the Fiend popping up from the Haunted Mansion. Do all sorts of things with that.
The cinema style matches.
Oh,
just Ric Flair. Yeah, Ric Flair near Space Mountain.
Yeah, maybe Charlotte and Flair could come out at Space Mountain.
I mean, she did.
Well, yeah, that's
yep.
She sure did.
Shane McMahon can jump off of Cinderella's castle, through the Miz on a table, on the ground in front, and I will concede that he is the best wrestler of all time. If you give me that, man.
Yeah, I can't say it's out of the realm of possibility because WCW ran Disney MGM for years.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, they ran the small sound stage, but still.
You could have Hornswoggle in the It's a Small World ride.
The opportunities are endless with this. I mean,
yeah,
you have
I really like
Rey
that.
Mysterio coming out of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride with swashbuckling Seth. I mean, we wanted it. We can finally get it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the deal. Again, the performance center thing, it is what it is. The WWE is fortunate to have that home. And I know like there was somebody on Twitter that was like, you know, if the WWE advertises an outdoor SummerSlam and then you know, obviously it's hurricane season, he's like, you know, if there's a tropical storm and they have to put it inside, then it's all for nothing. I'm like, okay, I don't think it's not really all for nothing. Like, you know, you can't control the damn weather. So if only WWE had a building that is like a fallback just in case. And also, I mean,
I don't think so.
And like,
I don't think so, Tim.
Like also, if you film ahead of time, because WrestleMania was filmed ahead of time, you can find a window of opportunity to do this when the weather's like, it's not like hurricane season. It's just a hurricane from July until October. Like, there's points where there's sunshine on a beach. So if you're going to do it on a beach, find a week where there's no hurricaning happening down there.
No hurricaning.
You know, so
I will say, I'll say this. If they end up putting it on a damn boat, you know what's going to happen, right?
What's that?
Chris Jericho won't shut up.
Well, he doesn't shut up anyway. So.
Right. But he's going to be like, we already did it twice.
Yeah. Well, no, like immediately when I saw this report, I was like, well, here comes the AEW did the cruise first. But it's like, you know what? Same thing with the wrestlers in the crowd. Who gives
an eye for an eye?
Yeah. Like, who gives a rat's ass at this point? Like, we've been over this. Everybody is emulating something that somebody else did. There's very few things in wrestling anymore that people are truly originating on.
Right,
now,
right.
I mean, poking dudes' eyes out on the corner of the steps, I don't ever remember seeing. But besides that, I mean, there's not a whole lot of new stuff. So, like, have it on a boat, have it on a beach. Yeah, I'm on board with holding it somewhere different. Because just give me a different look. hell, like, I mean, we saw obviously the Stadium Stampede match was all throughout the stadium, but like put it in the middle of a football stadium, you know, like put it in a base on a baseball's back. So put it somewhere different. I don't care if it's an empty arena. I don't care if it just give me something different. Give me, just give me something that looks a little bit different than the Performance Center, because like it's it sucks. It absolutely sucks that WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and let's be honest at this point, probably Survivor Series is gonna be not in front of a crowd. Like, it sucks. And also, I mean, I saw a report today that they're already discussing what's going to happen with the Royal Rumble, because that was supposed to be, the report was Seattle at Safeco Field. So you're going to do another baseball stadium, which, again, baseball stadium Royal Rumbles forever until the end of time, as long as there's not a goddamn global pandemic. But like, and I said this, and I truly mean it, like, WrestleMania empty building sucked. SummerSlam's going to suck. Pay-per-views, Raws, whatever. But there's not a more disappointing empty arena show than Royal Rumble. Because, like, one of the most fun things about the Royal Rumble is the countdown, the buzzer, who's coming out next, when you get that return, when you get that, guy coming out of retirement, like, whoever it is. Goddamn, like, wear your fucking mask, people, because I want to have a fucking Royal Rumble in a goddamn stadium. And if you prevent us from having them, we'll be pissed off at you until the end of time. You have until January, motherfuckers. Get your shit straight.
WWE is selling masks. Buy them. Wear them.
Yeah. Everybody and their freaking mother. I think we might be the only people that aren't selling masks at this point. Everybody's selling masks. Everybody. Your local produce market's selling masks. Your grocery stores are probably selling them. Every store on Etsy, every store on fucking Amazon, everybody has them. Spend $10 instead of getting a fucking Whopper value meal. Get a goddamn mask. Wear it everywhere you go. I'm sick of this
shit. Are they
shit.
selling masks at Roots?
Oh yeah, not necessarily Roots brand, but they're selling tons of masks there. And
Roots brand.
Park has masks. Yeah, there's none that actually like say Roots, but there's you better believe they're selling masks.
I got a T Public store. We're selling masks.
See, I told you.
Get the not the Toolman logo on a mask.
Everybody has a mask. Charlie says Jim Cornette has masks. So if you want your mask, it's the side of racism, or angry old wrestling guy, do that. I don't care. I don't care whose mask you buy. Just wear the fucking thing.
I really don't care what the message is either. I've seen the sarcastic and snarky masks of like my father didn't fight in the war, so that I would have to wear a mask. If you're wearing that mask, then I don't really care what the message says, honestly.
Sure. If you want to wear a fucking MAGA 2020 mask, by all means, do it. I don't care. As long as you're wearing the thing, and for the fuck's sake, put it over your nose. Over your nose, over your mouth, okay? Like, I didn't mean to go down this road, but fuck it, we're here. Okay. Nose, mouth. Cover them. If you're wearing the mask here under your chin, doesn't do a goddamn thing. Okay. If you're wearing it over your eyes, doesn't do a fucking thing. Over the nose. If it's under your nose, doesn't do it. Nose and mouth. Cover it. Okay. That's another reason I have a mustache. Okay. I have a mustache. Like, it looks horrible. But nobody's going to see it if I go outside my house because I'm wearing a mask. So it doesn't matter what you look like under there. For a lot of people, it's going to be an improvement. No offense. For me, it's an improvement. I'm with you. Sorry. Wear the fucking thing. Just wear it. I want Royal Rumble with people and a countdown.
So what you're saying is no masks, right?
Son of a bitch.
You're Vince McMahon. No masks.
The key takeaway from this is just masks are bad.
Sure. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
The sooner you
They're
wear
horrible.
it, the sooner you don't wear it.
Exactly. Fucking everybody does it. We're out of this thing in 6 weeks, and we can all go back to just being stupid morons arguing about everything else. It's just wear the fucking thing.
Instead, we'll just be stupid morons.
We're just gonna be morons forever until the end of time.
Dumbass!
You'll still be a moron. You'll just be a moron in a mask. For 6
Sure.
weeks.
Yeah, I'm not a smart guy. I'm not smart.
You sure?
But it's okay.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure about that. I'm an idiot, but I wear it. I wear the thing.
Can you soundboard yourself saying I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
Please,
I'm
for
gonna
next
timestamp it.
I'm an idiot.
It's around the 135 mark.
Yeah, you'll find it.
135-ish.
Jim, are you drinking a Truly again?
Well, I'm drinking Coors Light now. I'm slowly trickling down the line. So I started with this, and then I went to this, which is the pineapple. Probably one of my favorite flavors. And now I'm here.
Reach out, take it. You need it.
Give me some. Is that any good? I've heard really good things.
Well, shit. All right, hold on.
So you started with WrestleMania 31, and then you went to SummerSlam 95.
I don't have a cup. Hold on.
It stinks!
Right out of the bottle. Come on, Tim.
Or is that a community bottle?
It's a community bottle.
Community
I
bottle.
spilled all on my leg. I put
All
it in
over
the
the
lid.
leg. That's all right. And you said that's peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah, it tastes like peanut butter.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
It is.
I might need to invest in that. Now, do they make a jelly whiskey? So if I could sit there with peanut butter in one hand, jelly in the other, and I'm just getting shit-faced on my couch, and I'm going, hey, peanut butter and jelly. It's peanut butter jelly time.
So, I mean, Dogfish Head has done the flavored alcohol for a while. They had a marshmallow vodka and a peanut butter vodka as well. And you can mix them with stuff that you wouldn't normally mix that with. I'm glad Tim came back doing that.
I had some leftover booze on the cap, so I put the cap back on, and then I started putting the cap in my mouth, and I didn't want people to look like I was sucking the bottle's dick.
Well, I mean, come on now.
I'm not that drunk.
Not yet. You're not that drunk yet.
These dogs are gonna lick my legs and get drunk as fuck. God damn it.
Hey, come on. Let the dogs live a little. But yeah, so we'll see where SummerSlam ends up being. Let's also talk about, because this has been something that's been going on for about a week now, and I pulled a short clip. It's about a minute long, of the Adam Cole, Pat McAfee saga. So if you're unaware, this was on the Pat McAfee show last week, and then I have a short clip from when Triple H joined Pat McAfee earlier this week. Oh, hold on, I got to turn the volumes up. Screwed that one up. I'm an idiot. Don't worry, I'll get that sound will be on the board next week. The I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's right, me. Did it all by myself.
No, don't believe that. We've watched the takeovers, Adam. The Undisputed Era is the main reason why you've succeeded. But by the way, smart. That's good business. Hey, that's business, baby. That's very smart. So, and especially for you, because you're kind of small.
Oh, we're gonna go with the size thing now.
Fuck you, Pat. Seriously, I'm sick of your shit. I come the whole way here, take time away from my family to come to do your stupid fucking show. And you're gonna continue to disrespect me. Don't touch me.
Whoa.
Fuck you, Pat. Fuck you.
No, fuck you. Get out of here.
Shit.
I like both you guys, and you're both good guys. You're both very passionate about what you do, and to me, this is all a misunderstanding. Look, you guys have had a relationship for a while, positively, partially, and then becoming negative. And I think it started from a place of you participating in shows back in Indianapolis when you first came to a show, I believe.
Yep.
And you guys had interaction from the showbiz side of this.
So yeah, I mean, Triple H was on there, I think, to address the situation. I know Adam Cole this week had issued an apology. to you know, for the way he reacted in the situation. I mean, from the word go, because like I saw, I'm not a daily Pat McAfee listener. I'm aware of the show from the beginning. Tim, go ahead.
I'm actually getting a call from a one of our satellite reporters. Miss Rihanna is here. She's actually pointing me in the right direction. She's saying, yes, this is a work. Because they put it on WWE television on Wednesday.
Right.
Therefore, it's not real, you idiots. Thank you, Rihanna.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna preface the clip with the Rihanna sound, just because.
That was well done. I'm glad I went to you before I hit the button, because I was just gonna hit the button, and I'm glad I didn't.
I got you, Big Jim.
Yeah, that one was pretty easy to sniff out. It was pretty easy to sniff out. Now, that said, I thought it was executed pretty well. I'm curious to see where they go with it.
On a boat. Put him on a damn boat.
You know what? If this ends up with Pat McAfee being thrown off of a boat, this may be the best year in professional wrestling.
Be Pat McAfee punting one of those little Undisputed Era dudes off a boat.
I mean, I appreciate it. They were definitely trying to recreate the whole gym room,
yes,
Jim Everett thing. So I applaud to what you were trying to do, and I think it worked. That's still one of my favorite.
Call me Chris again.
I bet you I will, Chris.
So good.
But yeah, I think it did its job. It got people talking. Enough people bought into it. I don't know much about Pat McAfee. Apparently, he was a punter, I guess.
He was a punter, mostly for the Colts. I don't know if he played for anybody else.
I think he only played for the Colts.
He's done some like on-air work with the WWE, like pre-show panels, things like that.
Right.
He's the dude who famously wore suit shorts at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And you know, and like, here's the thing. The only thing that bothers me about it is like they waited until real sports were actually back to do something like this. Like, why didn't you do this in like May when you were the only game in town? And, you know, and then all of this, you know, I get that like Cole just lost the title. So that was like kind of the catalyst for his anger or what have you. But like, if you could have done this in the middle of May when ESPN and Fox Sports and all of that were just scraping barnacles off the bottom of the boat to try and find shit to talk about.
Even better, we're going to do it while the Miami Marlins are giving everyone in baseball COVID.
Right.
And like
basketball's back, hockey's back, baseball's back, with plenty of topics within it to talk about. The NFL's getting near camp. College football's having to make their decisions. So all of this stuff like gets when it could have been, headline topics somewhere, because you have a former NFL player getting into an altercation with a wrestler, which there's a wrestling page on ESPN. There's a wrestling, WWE on Fox. So I think that's the only thing that bothers me a little bit, is like they kind of missed the boat a little bit on this. Like this was kind of an opportunity lost, I think. But do we think this ends up McAfee in a match, or McAfee managing somebody against Adam Cole? Tim, you think it's him in a match?
Yes, I think it's going to be Undisputed Era versus Pat McAfee and his football wrestling all-stars, or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's gonna be a way for McAfee to like hide. Now, unfortunately, when you put Pat McAfee in the ring with Adam Cole, Pat McAfee is gonna look like Andre the Giant.
Yes,
like
even
though he's a
punter,
even though he's a punter, he's a football player. They're not little. Like the little dudes are the kickers. Like
yeah,
punters actually get hit. Like so
Yeah,
he's a thick boy and like but I think it's going to end up being a match. I personally think the reason why they waited this long to do this is because they need something for Adam Cole to do right now. And they want to keep him away from any championship implications. So your best bet is to put him with your highest profile outside of WWE guy to get extra eyes somewhere, and it'll work.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. If you're gonna put, you know, the football all-stars in a situation with anybody, the Undisputed Era is a pretty good group to put him in with, because they can obviously, you know, you could put them into a match with 4 broomsticks, and it might get at least 3 stars in Japan. So yeah, I think you know, I think it makes sense from that point. And what I don't want them to do with Adam Cole and or the Undisputed Era is throw him onto Raw because he lost the NXT title, and then what happened to Bianca Belair happens to Adam Cole, and just you debut, and then we just kind of forget about you for a while, and then we're going to throw you back on 1 week, and then we're going to probably forget about you again. Like when Adam Cole comes to the WWE, I want him again, and or the Undisputed Era, if he goes up with them, to be important right away. So, you know, if this is what it takes, then by all means. Matt, what's up?
What's up with
this? What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, I do think it ends up like they wouldn't just like have this just for filler. Like it does end up with a match. So I think we will see McAfee in the ring. You know, probably not to the extent that Gronk was, where he's eventually hoisting the 24/7 title, but like he will be like involved in something. You know, Survivor Series is coming up, so in a couple months anyway. So I don't think was just like a one-off thing. This is building to something.
Mark, your thoughts on this this situation?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not a huge fan of non-wrestlers mixing it up with wrestlers, and usually the non-wrestling person comes out looking good or looking better than the wrestler. But I mean, it's got people talking. That's what they wanted. It's getting mainstream media attention. But honestly, I really have very little interest in Pat McAfee. Honestly, if you had him here in a lineup of people, I couldn't pick him out. I'm not a big sports fan in that aspect, but I really have very little interest in it at all. I could do without it, but it does make sense. They're trying to keep Cole away from the title and, you know, kind of give him something to do while they figure out his next move. I totally get that.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, if the match itself is better than Bam Bam versus LT, then you know, and then you got to consider it at least a mild success.
Setting the bar real high there, Jim.
Well, I mean, it's the only instance I can think of off the top of my head from WWE where there was a football player or ex-football player. I mean, obviously in WCW you had Mongo all over the Four Horsemen.
You had Kurt Hawkins, Gronk, that whole big moment.
Yeah, I said what I said.
Not WWE, but Stephen Amell was in for a match against
not football
Stardust.
Yeah, mean, that's not football, but like,
Right,
I mean, there's plenty of instances of like non-wrestlers, like athletes from other disciplines. I mean, Butterbean, Tyson Fury,
Mayweather,
Floyd Mayweather, Carl Malone, Dennis Rodman.
I almost forgot about Tyson
Ball.
I almost forgot about Tyson Fury until you said that. Damn. Now I got to remember that was a thing.
You're welcome.
I mean, Charlie, I think hits the nail on the head. If it brings eyes to NXT, then it's a good thing.
Right.
Brock Lesnar.
Well,
yeah,
there you go.
Former Minnesota Viking, Brock Lesnar.
There you go. He was a former Minnesota Viking. All right. Moving on from this topic, a couple pieces of news. It was reported this week that Daniel Bryan and Edge have been a significant part of the creative process to Raw and SmackDown. Edge with Raw, Daniel Bryan with SmackDown, being part of the writing teams as of right now. Daniel Bryan, of course, has not been around much since the Intercontinental title tournament ended in early June, probably most likely because Brie Bella is set to birth their second child. So obviously he wants to be around for that. And Edge, of course, is out recovering from the triceps tear that he suffered during the filming of the greatest wrestling match of all time. Which, here's the thing, you know, and it's not to get in a ratings discussion or whatever, but like, I actually haven't watched a lot of SmackDown as of late. I thought the last couple Raws, match work, and even like the non-wrestling segments have been pretty good. Some of the better shows of this era. Now, again, it's hard to stack them up against when there's crowds and everything like that, just because you know, this is that bubble time, you know, that it's going to live in its own sector of time forever. And you know, and it's tough. Again, I think 3 hours is a long time anytime. You know, I think if there's ever a time to put Raw back to 2 hours, this would be it. But it's obviously not hurting USA enough to make them make that switch. But I think it's cool if Edge and Daniel Bryan are both part of that scene. I mean, Daniel Bryan has already alluded to the fact that he's probably not going to be an active wrestler for too much longer. Edge is on bonus time as it is right now. So if those two are going to be involved in the creative process, we might as well get them working now. Anybody with any thoughts on those two guys being part of the creative teams?
I think it's a great use for Edge. I mean, honestly, having him with his expertise, as far as being on screen, nobody can cut a promo right now. Like, Edge is top 5 on the mic right now, currently. Like, and like that's rarefied air for current WWE. Daniel Bryan, I'm a little shocked that he's a part of like the creative team. I can absolutely see Daniel Bryan acting as like an agent. Because I just don't see. I see him more putting the matches together and helping influence SmackDown in that area. But SmackDown's always been the work rate show. Like, so if he's working on SmackDown with those guys and gals, then like you can't go wrong. And I'm sure Bruce Pritchard needs all the help he can get.
What, the ninjas aren't doing it for you?
They're gone. Well, I ain't seen that in there. I ain't seen that in there ninja anywhere.
They popped back up this week because Bobby Lashley bounced a couple of their heads off the ring post.
Oh, that's right. Them little ninjas.
Yeah.
Because Akira Tozawa showed up.
Yeah, for the 24/7 7-Eleven European title.
I-95 South. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Hurt business is a lot of fun. I actually have been enjoying the Hurt Business a whole lot.
So this was mentioned in one of my group chats, but I think it bears mentioning here. What are the initials of the 3 members of the Hurt Business? So it would be Shelton Benjamin,
Okay.
Bobby Lashley, and MVP. Benjamin, Lashley, MVP. BLM.
Wow. I did not make that connection at all.
Yeah.
That's solid. That's pretty good. Well, there was that graphic that went around sometime last week, like the majority of champions in the WWE are people of color right now. But no,
Yeah.
I had not made that connection with the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. I'm here for
yeah.
it. Now, if only we could have a person of color be, the champion of the brands, as opposed to like, anyone else. But
Sure. Well, I'm curious. Do you think that's where we're headed with Big E?
Oh God, I hope so.
Because he's, that's the word out of SmackDown last week.
Time coming.
God, that promo from Kofi on
dude.
SmackDown. Oh my God, it's
I
like,
mean that's apparently, whether it leads to a universal title or not remains to be seen, but it's apparently it's singles push time for Big E, which
good.
Long overdue, because Woods is set to return, I believe, soon anyway.
Right. But
So-
even so, like I listen to the New Day podcast a lot. And like I've followed the New Day extremely close throughout the duration of their time being together. Like what Kofi said in the promo was true. Like
Mhm.
the goal for the New Day was make Kofi champion. Now that they've done that, the next goal is make Big E champion.
I'm here for that.
Xavier always wants to eat last.
Yeah.
Like you can say whatever you want to say about Xavier Woods, like more power to him, but like can he be annoying as a character sometimes? Yeah, he could. But he's selfless. Like
Sure. Absolutely.
he picks his spots. He's remembered for that. Without him, the New Day don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Big E's the next guy. Like,
Dude, I'm
and
here for
I
am.
Especially this slim, trim, flexible, real smart. I didn't even think that Big E was 10 years in this.
Has he been around that long?
He debuted at WrestleMania 29.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And he was in NXT before that. His first match was at WrestleMania 29. It was him and Dolph Ziggler versus Team Hell No for the tag team titles.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would not have really like it, and I mean time is irrelevant in 2020 anyway, but
we were talking about, I was talking about that, how like nowadays recent is like 5 years, but like 25 years ago, recent was like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Like recency is
It's
much wider now.
And sorry, Charlie, we're talking Big E here because we kept saying he and
sorry, pronouns, pal.
Pronouns, pal. Yeah.
Biggeth E.
But yeah, so that would be long overdue. All right, next piece of news. When asked what the future holds for him on his Twitch stream, AJ Styles said he'd like to help WWE recruiting talent. However, he also seemed open to potentially working elsewhere, particularly AEW. He said, as far as AEW is concerned, never say never, right? But I think once my career is done, I'm hopeful to work for WWE in some capacity. I'd like to be a recruiter, go scout some guys. I think that would be fun. I would have no problem going to the indies. I know we have scouts going to weightlifting contests and whatnot to get these big guys, but I want to get guys and girls who have wanted to do this their whole life, give them some advice, check up on them from time to time, and help them get to the next level or the performance center. I think that would be cool to help somebody and see if they're coachable. So like I remember seeing the headline this week that said like AJ Styles to AEW, and I was like, huh? So I quick clicked on it, saw this, and I'm like, oh, I think he was just having some fun with the never say never, because I think numerous times he's kind of said like this is going to be his last contract. I don't foresee AJ Styles leaving the going anywhere else than finishing his career with the WWE. Obviously you never truly can tell in this business, but between age and whatnot, I personally don't see it. Matt, do you see AJ Styles ending up anywhere else than the WWE?
I mean, he is on the wrong side of 40. So probably not.
Tim, how about you?
No, I don't think AJ really goes anywhere. He'd be kind of foolish to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Unless he feels like he has something to prove, but I don't think he does.
I think he done proved it.
Yeah, he done proved it all. I think if he wants a job with WWE, he can have one for life, but
I agree.
He'd be a really good asset at the Performance Center.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we've seen over the last, 5, 6, 7 years, the change of body size and in-ring style to the WWE product. I think AJ Styles is a perfect person that can help with people develop their skills in that world. Mark, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I don't see AJ going anywhere anytime soon. Maybe down the road, years later, maybe to AEW, but maybe as a trainer type thing. But no, I think he's in WWE for the long haul, at least for now.
Yeah, I agree. Last week, obviously, we talked about AEW's women's tag team tournament called the Deadly Draw that they announced last week. It will begin next week on Monday, Monday evening on their YouTube channel. The rules of the Deadly Draw are: the tournament is a random draw. All competitors must draw a color. Matching colors will become a team. Selections are final and cannot be appealed. And we saw our first team formed last night. And I'm so bummed that Ryan is not here to be a part of this moment, because last night on AEW Dynamite, it was revealed that Nyla Rose, her tag team partner in the Deadly Draw, will be none other than Ariane Andrew, which, if you don't know who that is, it is Ryan's favorite, and I know he keeps trying to pass the buck off onto me. Ryan's favorite, formerly known as Cameron, is now back in the wrestling business with AEW, and she will be the tag team partner to Nyla Rose. So any thought? I mean, the random draw is kind of interesting. I'm just as I was last week. I'm very curious to see how they fill out the 8 teams, because half of their women's roster is on the IR or not allowed in the US because of the pandemic. So they're obviously going to be digging into the wide world of professional wrestling pool for some competitors here, but and obviously we've seen them dig into one of the best here.
What's your favorite match?
My favorite match was with Melina and Alicia Fox.
Who?
Thoughts on the Deadly Draw, Matt?
Jim, I know you're happy to see your girl Cameron back in the ring. Let's hope this time that she remembers that in order to pin someone, they have to be on their back and not laying face down on the ring. That's one of the keys of wrestling. But hey, somebody call my mama. Funk Dactyls are back.
They are back, both back in the business. Mark, Deadly Draw, your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be an interesting concept. And Cameron, I really didn't miss her. So I'm not, I don't need her to come back. It's kind of a little surprising. Maybe we'll see what happens. But I think the concept is going to be, it'll be interesting.
And Tim, your thoughts on the Deadly Draw?
Girl, bye.
Perfect. All right. The final thing I have is on his Twitch stream on a Q&A session. Former WWE superstar Rusev said he's enjoying.
Former Twitch streamer Rusev. He got banned. He got banned today.
Oh, what'd he do?
I don't know. I think it's because Lana's been skimping around with her titties out.
Like full out, or just
no?
like
But she's in a bikini, and like Twitch has a really high terms of service.
What'd you do?
Yeah, so she be out there scantily clad, and Ruru
broke his
she broke the toss, and he's banned.
So-
I think it's only like a 3-day ban, maybe. It's
okay.
It's his first offense. So it's either like a 3-day ban or a 7-day.
So she's just got to put some clothes on.
She got to put on a top.
Next time around.
Put a sundress on or something.
There you go. But anyway, he I guess was asked about his future in the wrestling business. He said, I'm done. I'm just enjoying my Twitch, or was. He's a professional Twitcher, content creator. He said he's not a wrestler anymore. Do you think this is just trying to throw people off the scent, or do you actually think that he is done?
Hold on. I think there's another call coming in, same number as last time. Rihanna's here again.
I think we got the audio.
Thank you. Yes. Why is he going to tell you where he's going, internet? Let him do his thing. Let him enjoy. He just got his wife back from sharing her with Bobby Lashley for like 3 months.
Right?
Let him live, thrive in this COVID world where it's just him and Lana with all the free time in the world. You think the last thing he wants to do is go out and bump meat with other men?
Big men bumping meat.
Big men bumping meat. No, he wants to sit at home. He wants to play FIFA, and he wants to stare at his hot bride, Lana.
Jiggly wife.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, why is he gonna just be like, oh, okay, random Twitch question guy, I'm gonna tell you exactly where and when I'm gonna debut with wherever and when I'm going.
And he's actually really good at the Twitch thing. Like, he's very entertaining. He has a bunch of subscribers, so he's making decent money just playing video games. There's a lot of good There's a lot of wrestlers right now that are really good Twitch streamers.
Like Styles, Rusev, Mia Yim's on there.
Yeah, Cesaro.
Cesaro, really?
Cesaro streams.
Isn't Bebe on there?
Yeah, his name is the Chugs. But yeah, like Adam Cole, what's his name? The big dude who got beat up by Brock Lesnar. He was a ring announcer. Dio Madden. Oh
yeah.
Tyler Breeze, Sean Spears, and Baron Corbin share a Twitter account or a Twitch account.
Oh, okay.
Called The Sweets. So like, there's a bunch of wrestlers who like stream on Twitch. Jessica Havoc, I think, does.
Okay.
Dakota Kai
Mandy Leone also is on the Twitch.
Nice. Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Dakota Kai's on there with her potential sweetheart making appearances.
Jim, you're 2 steps away from assault, and now you're pretending like you don't even know the woman.
I gotta protect myself and my bases, Pat. It was purely accidental.
Your bases or her bases?
Sure. All of the above. Look, apparently a handshake can turn into something more almost real quick. But I got cat-like speed and reflexes, so I got out of that one. I got that out of that one real quick. Yeah. Hey. Mark or Matt, any thoughts to the Rusev?
Yes, Rusev, see me on the sticks in FIFA. Stop being a coward.
Oh, damn, Matt throwing it out there. Mark, your thoughts?
What? Rusev will be back. He's not done with pro wrestling, not by a long shot. Yeah, I'm sure he's taking a nice vacation, a nice time away, and recoup. He'll be back without question.
Well, yeah, I mean he's still a young dude, right? I mean, I don't even think he's not even on the wrong side of 30, is he? Oh, he is. He's 35. He's 35, be 36 in December. So he is on the wrong side of 30, but I think he'll still be all right.
He was born on Christmas.
He was. So Christmas Day is Rusev Day. I'm glad I know that now.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Christmas has already been canceled for 2020, but
Rusev Day is never canceled.
Rusev Day never canceled. All right, that's all I have. Anybody else got anything to add before we close up shop this week? All right, Matt, where can the people follow you and what you're doing?
You can follow me. I am on Twitter. It's at 3CT, the letter A, Philly as in Philadelphia, and the number 8. So 3CT affiliate. I posted something on the watch along here a couple minutes ago. Since then, I've seen Devin, Charlie, and Nikki keep up with us. We did have a woman of the week this week. That woman was Gabby Ortiz. Is our woman of the week because she wears a mask like you should be doing. So Charlie, Devin, Nikki, Gabby is selling masks. If either of you three want a Gabby Ortiz mask, hey, that's on me. So all you have to do is go to our Instagram page at Freak Out Thursday. There is a picture of her wearing a mask 3 different times this week. Just like those pictures, comment on each one, say, where's my mask? And I will make sure I get that one out to you guys so you can rep a mask, rep Gabby Ortiz, and stay safe all at the same time.
Awesome. Badass. So yeah, Charlie, Devin, and Nikki, make sure you head over there on Instagram. Tim, where can people follow you?
At Not the Tool Man across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, if you care. I'm on TikTok too. I don't talk. My girlfriend does all the TikToking. That's her.
Come on, Tim, do some TikToks.
I would love to, but I am too. I think I have almost aged out of TikTok. I just enjoy it. I'm going to be picking back up streaming here soon. I've taken some time away. Twitch.tv/Not the Tool Man. If you're interested in more podcasts that aren't necessarily more recent and like you're wrestling a little more retro, Final Wrestling Place. You can find us at Final Place Pod on the Twitter. You can like us however you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud.com/Final Wrestling Place. This season, we're talking about the boys and girls of summer. So wrestlers and their time at the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. Last week, we talked about Bret Hart. And this week, we're flipping the coin. And we're talking about the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and his time at SummerSlam. It's going to be a really good juxtaposition between the two. I cannot wait. And 3 Count Thursday is doing a wrestling theme tournament. Don't know if you heard about it. It's my love. tinyurl.com/3CT2 Sweet 16. Get your votes in. Voting closes Sunday morning at midnight. So Saturday night. tinyurl.com/3CT2 2 Sweet 16. Big Jim.
Yeah, again, Charlie, Devin, and Nikki. Just head over to our Instagram. Any of the pictures with Gabby Ortiz with her mask, just comment, "Where's my mask?" Matt will make sure you get that. So head over there.
She just said on Twitter she has plenty of masks, so head on over there, guys. I got you, all three.
There you go, Matt. It's on Matt.
You're a good
Mark.
person, Matt.
Intern Mark,
Hello.
where can the people follow you?
Well, I'm on that Twitter every once in a while. I'll throw out something. It's not usually wrestling related, but
Hershey Park.
Count Intern, Hershey Park, or the National Day, or something fun. So Intern Mark, 3 Count Intern, something like that.
Or every so often you'll send a dick pic and break the internet.
Oh, that was wild. I sent well, you have to go look at it. I sent a dick pic to our friend Felicia Rose, and everybody really seemed to like it. That was for National Nude Day.
Braver man than me, man.
Shoot I definitely.
If you see the pic, it all makes sense.
So you can follow me. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but really make sure you're following at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Head over to 3countthursday.com. You'll find our YouTube link. You will find all of our social media links, our podcast links, and much, much more. That is the redesigned 3countthursday.com with a new web layout there. So yeah, again, until next week, wear the mask, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.